Silence is the sharpest form of strength. In a world driven by noise, reaction, and public opinion, those who choose not to speak are feared more than those who scream. When your name is dragged into whispers, when rumors are planted to soil your reputation, the instinct of the weak is to run toward the fire with buckets of water, defending themselves, explaining, pleading, but in doing so, they reveal their desperation to be seen as innocent. They show the world that the opinion of others governs their sense of worth. They allow the enemy to choose the battlefield, and they arrive unarmed. To defend yourself is to admit the rumor has power. It means you feel threatened. It means you're playing by their rules. But the moment you stay silent, you change the rules. You turn the gossip into noise that echoes unanswered. That silence becomes a force of pressure, of mystery. People begin to question the original lie. Was it true? Why hasn't he responded? What kind of man doesn't defend his name? Perhaps he's untouchable. Perhaps he doesn't need their approval at all. And in that doubt, your power grows. The masses feed on spectacle. They wait to see drama unfold, to see you take the bait and enter the arena of public emotion. They want you to crack, to stumble over your defense, to post your truth, to bleed in front of them. But the powerful remain still. Stillness is interpreted as confidence. Silence is mistaken for control. And often, it's both, because the one who refuses to flinch when provoked is always feared more than the one who rushes to explain himself. People forget that rumors are temporary, but your reaction to them is permanent. Defending your name locks you into a game of reaction. You become predictable. You become emotionally invested in something that was never real to begin with. And worse, you give your enemies attention. You validate their existence by responding to them. You bring them onto your level, and in doing so, you step down from the throne. Silence keeps you elevated. It allows your reputation to evolve naturally, not through defense, but through dominance. The longer you say nothing, the more the world fills in the blanks, and people always imagine worse than what is real. That fear, that uncertainty, it begins to work in your favor. The absence of your words forces others to interpret your presence as strength or danger, or perhaps something they simply cannot understand. Truth holds little weight in a world driven by perception. Men believe what they see, what they hear, what they feel, not what actually is. If 10 voices say you are dangerous, powerful, cruel, or cunning, it no longer matters whether it is true. It becomes true in the minds of the people. Reality bends to the collective perception, and those who understand this do not waste time trying to correct illusions. They shape them, they feed them, they use them, because in the pursuit of influence, being perceived as powerful is often more useful than actually being powerful. People crave stories, not facts. They want a villain or a hero, a mystery to solve, a figure to admire or despise. If you allow them to see only what you choose, you gain control over how they speak your name. But if you chase the truth, if you try to be seen as honest, pure, or correct, you surrender that control. You become a slave to public opinion, always trying to fix the narrative instead of owning it. There is no honor in being misunderstood if you are weak. But if you are strong and silent, if you carry yourself with calculated indifference, then misunderstanding becomes your cloak. They can call you cold, arrogant, ruthless. Let them. These are the words people assign to those they fear, not to those they pity. When people cannot access your truth, they begin to create their own version of it. And this is where your power begins. Let others talk. Let them wonder who you really are. Every time you refuse to explain, you become more myth than man. Your silence turns into legend. You become the subject of conversation in rooms you've never entered. simply because no one can quite define you. And in the absence of clarity, people assume the extreme. This is the nature of perception. It exaggerates, it distorts, it amplifies. Your enemies will try to expose you, but if your power lies in perception, there's nothing to expose. There is no truth to uncover, only the fear that surrounds your image. That fear protects you more than honesty ever could. The man who appears dangerous is avoided. The man who is liked is questioned. Perception becomes your shield, your sword, your fortress. It precedes you into every room, into every negotiation, into every alliance and betrayal. People treat you not as you are, but as they believe you to be. Rumors are not obstacles to be avoided. They are tools to be sharpened and aimed. Most men fear gossip, slander, and whispered lies, but only because they do not understand their utility. A rumor is a weapon that requires no effort to launch, yet it can collapse reputations, shift allegiances, and shape entire perceptions. The wise do not waste time denying rumors. They study them, track their direction, and then turn them toward their own ends. When used strategically, rumors allow a man to fight battles without ever lifting a sword. Let your enemies talk. Let them spread poison into the ears of others. That poison, once released, cannot be taken back. And yet, if you remain composed, untouched, silent, it begins to circle back toward them. The more they speak your name with hate, the more they reveal their obsession, the more they try to tear you down, the more attention they give you. And attention, even born of malice, is still power in the hands of a man who knows how to wield it. You do not need to plant the rumor yourself. You simply let the fire burn and direct the smoke where you wish. If they say you are cold, let it be known that coldness is clarity. If they say you are ruthless, let it echo in halls where fear keeps loyalty in line. A rumor, once believed, becomes fact in the eyes of the weak. And if enough people believe it, even the strong begin to act upon it as if it were true. There is no need to chase the truth when lies work in your favor. Let the world shape an image of you that serves your ambitions. Let them think you are unforgiving, untouchable, always watching. Rumors create distance. They place you above the crowd, somewhere unreachable, beyond understanding. That distance creates fear, and fear, when handled properly, turns into control. You can destroy reputations without speaking a word. You can ignite doubt among allies, question loyalty in others, and appear ever present in rooms you've never entered. A whisper, carefully timed, can do what force cannot: fracture unity, breed insecurity, and make others destroy themselves from within. When your enemies are busy defending themselves against the illusions you allowed to grow, they no longer have the focus or strength to attack you. You've already won before the war even begins.
Emotion is the gateway to defeat. The moment you react, you reveal your weakness. To defend your name out of pride or injury is to hand your enemies exactly what they seek: proof that their words have pierced you. And once they know you bleed, they will strike again and again, not with weapons, but with whispers designed to unravel your control. The man who responds emotionally to attacks proves that he is governed not by strategy but by ego. And ego is easily manipulated. The world does not reward emotional men. It rewards those who remain calm in chaos, still in storms, and composed when challenged. To maintain your silence in the face of insult is not passivity, it is domination. It tells the world that your name is not up for discussion. Not because it is sacred, but because it is untouchable. The louder they try to provoke you, the more powerful your silence becomes. Every moment you resist the temptation to defend, you build an image of unshakable strength. Those who speak out in defense of their pride are often trapped in an endless cycle of explanation and justification. They give their enemies energy, they fight battles on terms set by others. But the man who moves only with purpose, never with impulse, controls the board. He watches emotion unfold in others, but he does not partake in it. He uses it. Because once you know what moves others, You can direct their behavior like pieces on a chessboard. A single emotional outburst can destroy years of discipline. A single defensive statement can reduce you from feared to familiar. And once people see you as familiar, they no longer respect you. Familiarity breeds contempt, and emotion invites familiarity. It makes you human in the eyes of those who once viewed you as more. The disciplined man preserves his mystery. He lets others question, wonder, speculate. But he never lowers himself to confirm or deny. He simply acts, always with calculation. There is strength in silence because silence is a choice. It is not ignorance, it is restraint. It is the refusal to dance for the amusement of the crowd. Emotion demands reaction, but discipline demands silence. Your reputation should not be defended like a wounded animal. It should be guarded like a fortress that never opens its gates to those who come shouting from the outside. Control over self is the first condition of control over others. When you cannot be provoked, you cannot be controlled. Power thrives in the unknown. The less others know about your thoughts, intentions, and weaknesses, the more they are forced to guess, and guessing breeds fear. Mystery is not a lack of identity. It is a weaponized absence. It draws attention while denying access. In a world obsessed with transparency, the man who remains unreadable holds a kind of unnatural power. When your actions are deliberate but your motives unclear, you become a presence that cannot be predicted or easily manipulated. People cannot attack what they do not understand. When you expose your every move, your every thought, they begin to map your behavior. They learn your patterns, your boundaries, your breaking points. But if you say little, reveal less, and maintain an image of calm detachment, you leave them disoriented. You become a problem they cannot solve, a threat they cannot measure. And in that uncertainty, you gain the advantage. For even when they gather against you, they do so in confusion. Their strikes are guesses, not precision. A man of mystery forces others to define him from a distance. They will fill in the gaps with their own fears, their own projections. Some will assume you are calculating. Others will think you are dangerous. Still others will believe you know things they don't. All are useful. It is better to be misunderstood as powerful than to be understood as average. Once they think they know you, they will stop fearing you. But if they never quite understand where you stand or what you want, they will tread carefully, speak cautiously, and act with restraint. Mystery makes people uncertain, and uncertainty is a slow poison. It breaks down confidence, clouds judgment, and creates hesitation. Your presence alone becomes a test of others' discipline. They begin to react not to what you do, but to what they imagine you might do, and those reactions reveal more than any interrogation could. The less you reveal, the more others reveal themselves in response to you. To be unpredictable, you must say little but observe much. You must act without announcing and retreat without explaining. You must remain emotionally neutral, allowing others to wonder whether you are pleased, angered, or simply unmoved. This confusion becomes your armor, not because it protects you from attack, but because it prevents others from aiming correctly. When they cannot read you, they cannot control you. When they cannot predict you, they cannot stop you. Do not chase their approval. Do not explain your silence. Do not defend your name. In a world ruled by noise, power belongs to the one who speaks least, reveals nothing, and moves with quiet precision. Let the rumors spread. Let the weak scramble to be understood. You were not made to be understood. You were made to be obeyed, to be feared, to be respected. Your name is not a question to be answered. It is a force to be felt. Let them wonder. Let them talk. While they're busy building stories, you are busy building power.